Hi guys, this is Vanngo. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I invite Leah here. She lent me her beautiful canvas to create another summer makeup look for you. I hope you enjoy the video. Give the channel always a lot of love. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And don't forget to follow all of us on Instagram as well. Thank you. To start every makeup, I always prep the skincare first. The first product I'm using is the Lano Lips 101 Ointment. This is the multi-purpose balm. It's vegetarian and it's safe for your lips, on your skin, for newborn baby, for anywhere on the face and body actually. I use this a lot for the lip. Overnight, if you want to leave it thicker, you can leave it like a lip mask. The second product I'm using is the Augustina Butter, the Essence. This is 3-in-1 formula. It does have that mild exfoliate, toner, and essence in one. It helps to smooth, soften, and hydrate the skin. It contains salicylic acid to improve uneven textures of skin and pores. This is great for people who have acne-prone skin actually. You see that I just really press the essence. If you try this one, it's not your typical toner because the texture is more like a serum to me. So if you try them, you feel like, oh, I use this as a serum, and it is. You can feel it's like a serum. The next product is the eye cream. This is lightweight. It helps to reduce dark circle, puffiness. It's also from Augustina's Butter. All the product I use, we always list it under the video description box if you don't catch all the name that I'm saying. The last product I'm using is the light cream. This is their newer addition to the brand. I know the brand, they have the rich cream, the cream. I usually like the cream more than rich cream, but seems like the rich cream doing really well. And this is the lighter version. It's very light. It's mattifying moisturizer that helps to control the shine, but it's still luminous. Anti-aging ingredients such as vitamin C, peptide, amino acid. Give some love to the skin. Give a little massage if you can. And also this moisturizer is help to slow the loss of firmness and improve uneven texture. So if you do find the other two cream they have is a little rich, this may be the one for you. It's more matter than the other two cream. I think this is great for summer or someone would have oily skin. For the complexion, I'm going to use the product from Chanel Beauty. The first product I'm using is the Longwear Color Corrector, the color in peach. And the second product I'm using is Le Beige Water Fresh Tint. This is one of my favorite for someone who want to have a very natural skin. It's really light, but I'm surprised a lot of people don't even know about this, but for me it's one of the best moisturizer out there. And the last product is the concealer. I'm using two different shades. One is almost the same shade as the foundation, and the other one a slightly brighter, just for under the eye area. And the look I'm doing today is pretty natural, effortless. If you want more natural finish, these are some of the products that I would recommend. So you see that the skin is more luminous but more on the matte side. because in summer the mistake we will have is to add so much shine on the face and the face becomes so greasy. So you need something a bit lighter. It's still gonna give you that luminous summer look without looking too oily. The first product I'm using is the color corrector. So when you look at the face like this, most likely people will think that you have to use orange, but if you're too dark of the color corrector, it doesn't give you that brightness as well. So the color I'm using is called peach. It does cancel out some of the darkness and uneven tone here, but at the same time, it gives you that brightness as well. You see that just a little color corrector, it make a big difference already. So you see right here is Leah have a tiny bit of the breakout, but what I'm gonna do is you put a little color corrector there as well. It's gonna cancel out the red, and basically, see, it's basically before you put anything on, it disappears. It's just because it's really the redness that you see. It's not much of they don't have the bumps, just really just the redness. And this just alone from color corrector. And for someone who don't want to wear too much foundation, concealer, I mean, you can just only wear color corrector as well. And the same thing on this area here. You put a little color corrector and it just even out the skin. See, keep in mind that like someone who have beautiful skin like this, just have a few little bumps. You don't have to wear like a full face of makeup. You still can keep the skin very natural. You can still use a light tinted moisturizer. You just only pinpoint where you want to pinpoint, and the rest of them you want to keep the skin very fresh. I'm going to do the same on the other side. As you can see, just a little color corrector, all the redness, everything is pretty much covered. So for the freshwater tint, I'm gonna do very little, just to, and you see that I'm just do like a tippling motion, just very lightly put the products in. And this one have a light to medium coverage. It's very light gel texture. It have this micro pigment beads that is capsulized, that is just mixed together when you apply them. And this formulation is helped to create that like bare skin, healthy looking glow when you apply. You see that? It's beautiful. You can apply with a finger as well. I know most people, they prefer to apply this with a finger. And the shades I'm using is medium lush. I'm gonna do the same on the side. You see Leah's skin look absolutely gorgeous before concealer or anything. That's why, like I say, when someone have a few little breakout and you don't want to put heavy foundation, you don't need to, because you see the rest of texture everywhere is really beautiful. And that's why when she came in, I was going to do a fuller coverage foundation, but I saw her skin, I think it's too beautiful to cover them all, so I just want to cover where it needed to be. For the concealer, I'm going to use two different shades like I mentioned earlier. The lighter shades, I'm using a little bit under the eye area. And just around this area here, just give a really nice lift. And this is beautiful concealer. It is long wear. It's beautiful, light to medium coverage, but I feel this is more a medium coverage. I mean, you still can really build them a lot more if you want to. And you can always go back to the foundation brush you used earlier to blend out the edges. And then a little bit here. So as you can see, when you hold up the bottle, it looks like the shades in here and the concealer shade is not matched. But you can see that the way, because this is like the beads break down, so you have to test the color when you really blend it out. Okay, if you look at the bottle, you say, oh, this is too dark. But when you blend it out, it's actually a different color than that. So this is the color that we test that is pretty close to the water tint color. So that's why the best way to use concealer to pinpoint anything that you want to cover, it should be almost the same as color the foundation. Because that's way it's gonna look very seamless together. Try not to use a color concealer that's too light compared to the foundation, because you're gonna make it even more prominent the where you want to cover. And you see that I'm just use a little bit. And I keep the skin fresh everywhere. I just want to cover anywhere I want to cover. You see that the concealer is almost so seamless together with the water tint. See that her skin looks just flawless. I'm going to continue to do for the rest of the face. For bronzer, this is a cream bronzer. I'm going to use the Rosé cream bronzer. The shade I'm using called Capri. It looked like a deeper shade, but it's actually really sheer and it's easy to blend cream formula. It gives you that soft focus. So you see, I use a little bit and I just scooped it with this. I blend it really easy. It has rose oil and squalane. It does give you that natural finish. Rosé is a clean beauty, by the way, so keep that in mind if you want to look for a clean brand. And you see that. And because we do a lot of pinpoint concealer earlier, so try not to do like this. You see that I'm doing everything. I do tippling, so I don't want to disturb the makeup I do earlier. And you see the same thing on the bottom here. I'm just really just tippling. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Same on this side, tippling, whatever leftover, you just do a little bit on the nose as well to give some color. And you see, I love this product because it's so sheer, which is so perfect for someone who's not good at like bronzing or contouring. This is like, you can't go wrong with it because it's easy to blend, it's very sheer, and it's hydrating at the same time, so it's not like chalky or it's harder for you to blend. For powder, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever HD Skin Twist and Light Luminous Finishing Powder. The shade I'm using is the medium shade. This is the 3-in-1 formula. It helps to correct, illuminate, and blurring at the same time. What I like about this powder is very sheer. It's for someone who really like coverage and have that radiant finish. It's not too much. So if you want something really light, what I'm doing right now is really just help to set the makeup a little bit. So I don't want to cover or matte the skin too much. And this is a great powder for that. For powder bronzer, I'm going to use Fenty Beauty Sunstalker Instant Warmth Bronzer. The shade I'm using is Cocoa Naughty. So you don't have to use cream bronzer and the powder bronzer. It's all personal preference. You can use just the powder bronzer to create the warm, or you can use just the cream. For me, I use both. It's just personal preference. I like to set all the area. I use the cream bronzer with the bronzer. I know I say the same in every video, but I have to say that just because the look I'm doing is pretty natural, so it's gonna be, some people are gonna feel it's like excessive about too many products I use, but you don't have to. You see that just a little bit, and the color is beautiful for Leah complexion. I'm doing the same on the other side. For eyebrow, I'm going to use the new Rare Beauty Brow Harmony Precision Pencil and the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stronghold Clear Brow Gel. Leah has really beautiful eyebrow. It's more on the thinner side. I love it. I'm not gonna try to make it thicker. I'm just gonna, fill it in, extend a little bit. But I mean, her eyebrow is quite gorgeous. Normally, you don't have to do anything else you want to, but I just want to extend them a little longer. And this eyebrow pencil is really fantastic. It is not too dry, not too wet, so it's more in the softer, and it's waterproof, sweat and oil resistant, so it's great if you sweat or anything like that, you're gonna be okay. And I do it mostly on the end here, so the color a little bit deeper. I just want to make them a little more elongate. And it does have this fine angle tips, is perfect for draw single stroke hair. And the brand is vegan and cruelty free. You see that I'm just elongate the eyebrow a little more. You see somewhere there, just a little longer. And basically that's all I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna gel them in place, and I'm not gonna change too much. I'm doing the same on the other side. For eyes, I'm going to use the 3 products. The first product is the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick Eye Color. The second product I'm using is Clio Sharp So Simple Waterproof Pencil Liner. I'm actually going to use just a brown liner instead of, we all like the black liner, but I'm going to use a brown liner because I want to look somewhat still soft. And then the last product gonna be Clio Kill Lash Superproof Mascara. This is not a waterproof mascara, but it does hold really well. It's almost like a waterproof mascara to me. To start, basically the eye, I'm gonna do the brown liner, just tight lining the lash line, and then this give the eye a tiny bit little wash, mascara, that's it. I think anyone can do this makeup look pretty easy. And all these pencils, they are long wear and they set pretty fast as well, so I think it's better to do one eye at a time. You see that the color is just beautiful, and I just put a little bit of the wash. And if you cannot do on the lid well, you can do like this as well. Just simple wash. And you see that I really brush it out. Just one color. And then what I'm going to do more is all the crease area here. I put a little bit more intense, and I just tippling like this to get more intensity on the crease area. You can do that. If you even want more intensity, you just apply a little more. I'm doing the same on the other side. This color is quite beautiful on Leah's skin tone, or I think even on pale skin tone is still gorgeous. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to do a little of the color and just a tiny wash on the lower lash line, not too much because I don't want to have too much color there. But this one, because this is long wear and it does work as a primer as well, so you can use this to set on the lower lash line here. You see that? Just a little bit like that only. And you this way you have more control, because a lot of people find like if you do directly on, sometimes it's be too much product, too much deposit, and you have to blend it out. And this way is so much more easier, more control. You see that? And remember, the way I do is outward and upward. Outward and upward. So for this eyeliner, I do recommend that you find a liner that have a small tip like this, so it's easier for you to do, and get the waterproof one, because you don't want, unless you want it go down to the lower lash line, but if you don't want, use the waterproof one. It's a sharp and slim pencil tip like this. It's easy to apply that precision. And basically at this point, it's all personal preference. If you want the liner to be thicker, you can apply on top here and like here. I don't want a liner to be thicker, so I'm apply the upper waterline, and then the outer part I just do a little bit here, so I can have that really tight lining, and then a little part on the end here just to elongate the eye. And that way you don't look like you wear an eyeliner. It's really more tight lining, and the last part of the liner is really just elongate your eye, make it more feline. So you see that, do just a little bit like that on the waterline. On the upper waterline, I mean. You do a little bit of this, and then you use that blending brush, Q-tip or whatever, you just brush it out. Same thing again. You brush it out. Let's see. You see that? And what you can do is look down for me just a little bit on the corner here, so it's even lift the eye even more for you. And you smudge it out here. Let's see. You see, like that, something like that. I'm doing the same on the other side. So basically something like that. It's very tight line. I do on the upper waterline. So basically the upper waterline, but I do the part and then the bottom here. And then at the end, I just use the blending brush and just really push it up a little bit to elongate the eye. You can use any color you want. You can use blue, green, anything you want. I just use a dark brown because I don't want the liner to be a focus. I think if I use a black color, it's gonna be, that's all you're gonna see, because I still want her eye and everything's muted together. So that's why I use. I'm going to curl the lashes off camera. So for mascara, at this point, also personal preference. If you like really filling eye, really about that lifted, I would only put la mascara on the upper lash and leave the lower lashes bare. This mascara, they're quite thin and lengthening, so you can apply a little bit if you want to on the lower lash line as well. But for the purpose of this look, I might not put too much on the bottom. I love to have the top, and then I leave the bottom just pretty much almost bare. This one is strong, holding the curl really well. It's clump free and smudge free mascara. Let's see, I'm gonna do like 2 coats on top and maybe just a little bit on the bottom only. For blush, I'm going to use the Dior Rosy Glow. This is one of their popular ones. The shade is 001 Pink. This is more a natural finish pressed powder blush, as chlorine and paraben free. You see that? Just a little bit like that only. Look up for me. And I'm gonna do more higher blush for this one. And I love that. I'm gonna do more, somewhat more blushier on this look. I think it's just really beautiful. You see that? I just do a little bit dab, 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 and I press, press, press in here. That's really beautiful. Do a little bit right here as well. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. So if it's too much blush for you, you don't have to go this heavy, but I love the look. And if it's too high, you don't have to go at high. We're just playing with them. And for highlighter, I'm going to use the Westman Atelier Lit Up Glow Highlighter Stick. The shade I'm using is Nectar. It's more just like a pinky champagne color. So I'm using a little bit of the time. You can do it like that. And I do a little bit in the corner of the eye here. And then you just do a little bit around here as well. And turn the other side. There. You just add radiance everywhere. For lips, I'm going to use 2 products. The first product I'm going to use is the Victoria Beckham Beauty Lip Definer. The shade is number 6. It's the deepest shade they have. And the other lip product is Rose Ink, the lip cream. This is the new product they have. The shade is called Ever Love. Like I mentioned always, if you cannot catch the shades or the product I'm using, you always go down under my description box and we listed everything. So the lip liner is a lot deeper than the lip cream I'm using. But that's the look we're trying to do. I'm just really define the shape. And then I use the lip cream after and in the center mostly. You can see that. You see I do that first. So you fill it up like that first, and then you a blending brush. You soften the edge it out. And then you use the lip cream. This is more a weightless lip cream. It's very light. It's more a soft matte liquid lipstick. It doesn't dry, it doesn't crack out the lips. The shade is more like a pinky, corally. It means like a little mixed color. It's beautiful. And you see now you apply all the way down and it blends into the darker liner that you have earlier. Let's give that a little bit of the ombre. It's such a beautiful color and it's very lightweight. You don't feel like it's a heavy liquid lipstick at all, like most liquid lipstick. To set the makeup, I'm going to set with One Side Beauty matte setting spray. That's the final look, guys. That is a look that we create, and Sue suggests that you call it Everlasting Summer Glow. I thought the name quite beautiful. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give the channel always a lot of love. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and give us a lot of support, because you know we all love this. We do it because we love to share, and supporting us by subscribing and give us a lot of beautiful comments, because that's encouragement for my team and I to continue producing more video. And thank you, Leah, so much for coming to the channel. I hope you have a great time with us. And don't forget to follow all of us on Instagram as well. Thank you.